Hi everyone, this is Teen Science, and today we talk about mitochondria, organelles that provide energy to the cell. They are double membrane-bound organelles with an outer and inner membrane. The outer layer encloses the entire mitochondrion and contains a large number of integral membrane proteins and enzymes involved in such diverse activities as oxidation, degradation, and can be involved in a process that leads to the cell death called apoptosis. The inner membrane is bent into numerous cristae, which expand the surface area, enhancing its ability to produce energy. In fact, this area is 5 times as large as the outer membrane. Between these two layers, there is the intermembrane space, while the volume enclosed by the inner membrane is called the matrix. The matrix has an important role in the production of energy and also contains the mitochondrial DNA, the mitochondrial ribosome, and the molecular machinery to produce its own RNAs and proteins. The number of mitochondria in a cell can vary widely by organism, tissue, and cell type. For instance, red blood cells have no mitochondria, whereas liver cells have more than 1,000. Although most of a cell's DNA is contained in the cell nucleus, the mitochondrion has its own independent genome, which is organized as several copies of a single, usually circular, chromosome. The mitochondrial DNA in your body is identical to your mother mitochondrial DNA. In fact, while our nuclear genome comes in part from our mother and in part from our father, mitochondrial DNA comes only from the mother, because after fertilization of the egg cell, all the male mitochondria are lost. The main role of mitochondria is to provide the chemical energy to maintain all the cell functions. This energy comes from ATP, also known as adenosine triphosphate. And the ATP production occurs in the mitochondrial cristae. From the food we eat comes the glucose, and from each molecule of glucose, our metabolism can obtain 38 molecules of ATP. Mitochondria are fundamental to convert glucose into ATP. The first step in this process is the glycolysis in the cytosol of the cell. Then the Krebs cycle in the matrix. In the end, the electron transport chain pumps electrons from the matrix to the intermembrane space, increasing there the concentration of positive charges, creating an electrical potential difference between the two sides of the inner membrane. The electrochemical gradient feeds the ATP synthase that pumps back electrons to the matrix, and this allows the ATP synthase to produce ATP. Now we know what mitochondria are and what are they for, so it's time for superhero science. Let's talk about Thor. How can he produce all that energy? I don't believe it's just a matter of thunder. I think it produces itself part of that high voltage. My theory is that he probably has specialized mitochondria with peculiar ATP synthase. This is a normal ATP synthase, and these are Thor ATP synthases. They are increased in number, and each one is made of a cluster of 4 synthases. 1 for the production of ATP, and 3 for the production of electricity. He can supercharge his mitochondria and use the hammer as a metal conductor to discharge them all at once as a thunder.